In nature, there is no love greater or more selfless than a mother's love. A mother's body is designed as a nurturing fortress, an absolute safe haven for the tiny life taking shape within.
However, there is a devastating exception, a rare biological glitch that turns the mother's womb into a frozen battlefield. Instead of nurturing, the mother's immune system identifies her own child as an invading enemy. It mobilizes an entire army of cells to attack and destroy the baby's blood before they even take their first breath.
For thousands of years, this was an unsolved curse. Babies were born blue, gasping for air, or passed away in the womb, leaving millions of women with heartbreak and misplaced guilt.
They called it the blue baby phenomenon.
Today, we're diving into one of the most dramatic medical stories of the 20th century, the story of Rh-negative blood, the silent war between mother and child, and the miracle shot that has saved millions of lives, maybe even yours.
A paradox of nature, when a mother's blood rejects her child.
To understand this tragedy, we have to look back at the basic blood types we've discussed. You might be type A, B, or O, but the factor that determines survival during pregnancy is that tiny plus or minus symbol.
Most people, about 85%, are Rh positive plus. Their blood contains a specific protein on the surface of the red blood cells.
But the remaining 15% are Rh negative minus. Their blood is completely empty of this protein.
Trouble begins when an Rh-negative woman has a child with an Rh-positive man.
According to the laws of genetics, what we call the genetic lottery, the baby has at least a 50% chance of inheriting Rh-positive blood from the father.
And this is where the biological paradox begins.
An Rh-negative mother's immune system is like a high-security detail. It's programmed to attack anything foreign that enters the body, like bacteria or viruses. When Rh-positive blood from the baby accidentally contacts the mother's blood through the placenta or during birth, her immune system immediately detects the foreign proteins on the child's red blood cells.
It doesn't know this is her child. It only sees an invader with a positive code. The mother's body then starts producing antibodies, biological assassins specifically trained to find and destroy Rh-positive blood cells.
This isn't the mother's fault. It's a case of nature's defense mechanism working far too well.
2. The war starts with the second child.
The scariest part of this phenomenon is its patience. Usually, the first Rh-positive child is safe.
Why? Because during the first pregnancy, the amount of the baby's blood that mixes with the mother's isn't typically enough to trigger a full-scale attack. The mother's immune system is only in the scouting phase. It flags the enemy, but doesn't strike yet.
The first baby is born healthy. The mother is happy. The family celebrates. But they don't realize that inside the mother, a time bomb has been set.
The mother's immune system now has a memory. It remembers what Rh-positive cells look like. It has sharpened its weapons. It waits.
This is known as sensitization. Once a mother is sensitized, her body never forgets. When she gets pregnant a second time and the baby is Rh-positive again, her antibody army is ready. This time, they don't wait.
They are tiny enough to cross the placenta, enter the fetus's circulatory system, and the baby becomes severely anemic. Their heart has to beat faster and harder to compensate, leading to heart failure. The liver and spleen swell. It is a lopsided war fought in total silence, right beneath the mother's own heartbeat.
3. The ghost of the blue babies.
Before the 1960s, this war usually ended in tragedy. Thousands of babies were born with a condition called erythroblastosis fetalis, hemolytic disease of the newborn.
But the most haunting name in history is blue babies.
Because their red blood cells were being destroyed en masse, the babies lacked oxygen, turning their skin purple or pale blue. At the same time, the broken cells released bilirubin, causing severe jaundice.
Many older viewers in our previous video shared these haunting memories. I almost died when I was born, or my mum had miscarriage after she had me. At the time, the only way to save these babies was a total blood exchange immediately after birth.
Doctors had to drain the baby's blood, full of antibodies and broken cells, and replace it with donor blood that was Rh negative, usually type O negative.
It was a risky, painful procedure that wasn't always successful. Many babies didn't make it, or they survived with permanent neurological damage.
Old cemeteries are filled with the tiny graves of younger siblings, victims of a biological mechanism their parents never understood.
4. A gift from the man with the golden arm, Rogam. But history changed in 1968. A medical miracle appeared, ending thousands of years of suffering for Rh-negative mothers.
It was the development of an immune globulin, commonly known as the Rogam shot, anti-D.
The mechanism is brilliantly simple.
If the mother's immune system wants to attack the baby's Rh-positive cells, why not blindfold it? Rogam is actually a dose of artificial antibodies. When injected into the mother, usually at 28 weeks and right after birth, it acts like a specialized cleanup crew.
It hunts down and destroys any of the baby's Rh-positive cells that stray into the mother's bloodstream before her immune system can see them.
It wipes away the tracks. It destroys the evidence.
Because of this, the mother's immune system is never triggered. She never becomes sensitized. Her body still thinks everything is safe. For the next baby, the mother's body is still a blank slate. Where did the antidote for this curse come from? You'd be surprised. It came from the blood of a man named James Harrison in Australia. This man with the golden arm carried a super rare natural antibody that could stop Rhesus disease. He donated blood over 1,000 times throughout his life. It's estimated his plasma was used to create millions of doses of anti-D, saving over 2.4 million babies worldwide. You or your children might be alive today thanks to this blood of this silent hero.
5. Invisible traps, miscarriage, and trauma.
However, there is a dangerous reality that many Rh-negative women today still overlook. Many think, I only need the shot when I give birth. That's a mistake.
Sensitization can happen whenever the mother's and baby's blood mix, not just during delivery. A minor fender bender, a fall down the stairs, an amniocentesis procedure, and especially a miscarriage or an abortion. So many heartbroken women have shared, I had a miscarriage at 8 weeks and the doctor didn't give me Rogam. Now I can't carry a baby to term.
Even if a fetus is only a few weeks old, their blood can already carry the Rh-positive factor. If the pregnancy ends, whether naturally or otherwise, and the mother doesn't get Rogam within 72 hours, her immune system could be permanently activated. Once that switch is flipped, modern medicine still has no way to turn it off. You cannot desensitize. That is why this knowledge is a matter of life and death.
6. Life-saving advice for Rh-negative women. If you have a blood type with a minus sign after it, O, A, B, or AB, this is your essential survival guide.
First, check your partner's blood type. If your partner is also Rh-negative, (-), congratulations! Your baby will 100% be Rh-negative. You are perfectly safe. No shots, no worries. You belong to a compatible blood group. But if your partner is Rh-positive or you aren't sure of the father's blood type, act as if you are at high risk.
Second, never skip the shot. Doctors usually schedule it for the 28th week and within 72 hours of birth. But remember to ask for it if you have any bleeding during pregnancy or any abdominal trauma.
Third, the life-saving card. Always carry a blood type card or wear a medical alert bracelet that says Rh-negative. In an emergency where you're unconscious, receiving the wrong blood can trigger sensitization, affecting your future ability to have children.
And finally, don't let fear steal the joy of motherhood. Science has conquered this curse. Blue babies are now mostly a chapter in medical textbooks, as long as we remember history and follow the treatment protocols.
Are you an Rh-negative mother who has dealt with this anxiety? Or are you one of the lucky children saved by Rogam or an early exchange transfusion?
Please share your story in the comments. Your real-world experience could be the vital warning that saves a life for someone reading this. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button for more medical insights that can protect you and your family. And if you've already subscribed, welcome home!